Hello colleagues, and welcome to my literature review presentation, Speaking Reluctance and the Chinese Learner. My name is Vanessa Hill. Now the context for this study is Chinese learners in Hong Kong learning ESL. The cultural and psychological aspects of speaking reluctance have been analysed. Speaking reluctance. Now, various areas of speaking reluctance were analysed in the literature review, which you can refer to for further details. The area that we will be focusing on today is the bottom one, speaking reluctance due to Confucianism and cultural aspects. Now, Confucianism is something that affects every part of Chinese people's lives, and the educational arena is definitely not left out. Teachers in China and under Confucianism are considered to be custodians of the truth, which they pass on to their dutiful students. That's Maguire, as cited in Clark and Give 2004. Therefore, a submissive way of learning is the norm in Chinese classrooms. That is Wen and Clement in 2003. Speaking reluctance due to face saving. Now, face is a concept that dates back to Chinese culture in the 4th century BC. That's a quote from Ho 1976 as quoted in Wu 2009. There's two sides to face, or many sides, but two sides to this particular face. And the first one is lian. A lian is a good moral character attributed to an individual in the eye of the community. So it's something that's basically bestowed on you from others, so it's external evaluation. It is considered to be worse to lose lian, which results in community disapproval. The other side of this face is mianzi, which refers to prestige and reputation. And to lose mianzi would cost one's reputation. All of those are Hu 1944 as cited in Liu 2010. There is an old Chinese saying to think before you speak, and I think that's pretty viable in any culture, and that is from Liu 2010. Reasons for speaking reluctance due to face saving are being fearful of making mistakes. That's from Liu 2010. Fearful of losing face if they can't speak perfectly, and that is from Liu and Littlewood 1997 and Liu and Jackson 2008. Silence is viewed as assent in Chinese culture, so some students may prefer to keep quiet rather than to be viewed as disagreeable. That is from Liu 2010. Asking questions in Chinese society or speaking up in the middle of the lecture is considered inappropriate and disrespectful. That's from Liu 2010, and there was lots of evidence in the literature that student participants in surveys were very conscious about whether their question was appropriate and whether it was respectful. So a lot of thinking and processing going in before they actually speak. Fearful of losing mianzi by asking a question which could be perceived as foolish. The answer is in the textbook say, for example, is another reason why students would be reluctant in order to try and save face. Now for the recommendations, whatever the cause of the speaking reluctance, whatever cultural factors or other factors that are more in-depth discussed in the literature review, the result on the student is fear and anxiety. Liu and Jackson 2008 discovered this. They discovered that 1/3 of their survey participants report that they felt anxious in their English language classrooms, and that's from 2008. For recommendations, teachers are advised to discuss the importance of speaking skills in the first lesson and to reassure students that anxiety in language learning is common. That is Liu and Jackson 2008. Teachers are also advised to create a safe and supportive classroom environment. That's from Liu and Jackson 2008. They should maintain a friendly classroom environment where students feel comfortable to make mistakes. And this is a very important one because students are very concerned about losing face when they make mistakes. That is from Liu 2010. And teachers should devise low-risk classroom activities, such as speaking in groups, which encourages students to rely on their peers and helps them build confidence. That's from Gann 2012 and Liu and Jackson 2008. More recommendations: prevent students from monopolizing the conversation. Liu 2010. Use a non-threatening manner to encourage reticent speakers to be included in the discussion. That's from Liu and Jackson 2008. Build as many opportunities for speaking in the classroom as possible. Make it part of the class curriculum, part of the learning, part of the activities. To make spoken participation a strong part of the assessment. That's from Liu 2010, and that's something that teachers and curriculum stakeholders really need to work on as a priority. Recreate authentic communication events in the classroom. Make the communication that's learned in the classroom viable to real life. Such activities as role plays, workplace communications, and simulations. And optimize the setting for language learning by making it fun, light-hearted, enjoyable, filled with pleasant experiences and activities such as games. And that is Hu 2002. Students are advised to adopt an active questioning role which is appropriate to tertiary level learning and indeed required for success in the modern world. That is Liu and Littlewood, 1997. So basically, teachers and students responsible for their learning. And here are my references. I hope you've enjoyed my presentation. If you would like more in-depth information, you can seek out my literature review on the wiki page. Thank you. Goodbye.